Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show THAT you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let's dive into what could be a game-changing story for the Atlanta Falcons, or at least something that's been stirring up a lot of buzz around the league. It's about a player who's currently a free agent, but whose name has been circulating quite a bit in NFL circles, Justin Simmons. Now, Simmons isn't just your average safety. No, this guy has proven year after year that he's one of the most talented, reliable, and versatile defensive backs in the entire league. And with the offseason in full swing, his potential landing spots are a hot topic for fans and analysts alike, especially considering what he brings to the table. Justin Simmons, for those who might not be fully familiar, is a 28-year-old safety who has built a reputation not only for his impressive skills on the field, but also for his leadership qualities and his consistent performance. Over the past few seasons, Simmons has become a cornerstone of the Denver Broncos' defense, often making game-changing plays, whether it's an interception, a pass deflection, or a crucial tackle. His football IQ is off the charts, and he's known for his ability to read plays and react quickly, which makes him a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. But what really stands out about Simmons is his attitude. He's a consummate professional, always pushing himself to improve, and someone who clearly cares about team success above all. In recent interviews, Simmons has opened up about what he's looking for in his next team. He's not just chasing the biggest paycheck or the flashiest franchise. No, he's seeking an environment that values his contributions, that pushes him to grow even further, and that shares his competitive mindset. He's expressed a desire to be part of a team that's got a clear vision of success, a culture that fosters development both on and off the field. And this is where things get really interesting for the Falcons, because if there's one thing that Atlanta has been building in recent years, it's a solid, ambitious culture combined with a roster that's hungry for success. Now, let's take a moment here to analyze the potential fit for Justin Simmons with the Falcons. Atlanta's defense has been a work in progress, especially after some key additions in recent drafts and free agency. They've got young talents like A.J. Terrell, who's shown flashes of brilliance at cornerback, and players like Grady Jarrett anchoring the defensive line. But what the Falcons really need is a playmaking safety who can lock down the back end, provide leadership, and help elevate the entire unit. Simmons could be that guy. His experience, combined with his leadership qualities, could be exactly what Atlanta's secondary needs to take a big leap forward in the upcoming season. And it's not just about the talent. Simmons' presence would send a message to the league and to the division that the Falcons are serious about competing at a high level. He's a player who can be a defensive captain, someone who sets the tone and demands excellence from his teammates. His ability to communicate effectively, diagnose plays, and make clutch plays in critical moments would be invaluable for a team like Atlanta, which is clearly on the rise but still looking for that extra edge to break through into the playoff elite. Of course, there are other teams in the mix, some with more established defenses or bigger markets, but the Falcons' current trajectory and their need for a proven safety make this a compelling storyline. Plus, with the NFL landscape constantly shifting, it's entirely possible that Simmons is looking for a team that offers not just a competitive salary, but also a chance to be part of something bigger, maybe a team that's on the cusp of contending, or even a team that's willing to invest heavily in its defense to turn the tide. Now, as we talk about Simmons' potential impact, it's important to remember that he's not just a stopgap. No, this is a player who could redefine the safety position for any team he joins. His ball-hawking skills are elite. He's had multiple interceptions each season, often turning those turnovers into points or momentum shifts. His tackling is fierce but intelligent, avoiding unnecessary penalties and maintaining discipline. And his coverage skills allow him to match up against tight ends and slot receivers, which is a crucial aspect in today's pass-heavy NFL. Looking at the Falcons' current roster, they've got some promising pieces on defense, but they need a veteran presence to really solidify the secondary. Atlanta's recent draft picks have shown flashes of potential, but adding someone like Simmons would give them that veteran leader who can mentor the younger players, elevate everyone's game, and provide that stability in the backfield. Imagine a defense with Simmons orchestrating the secondary, communicating with confidence, and making those game-changing plays that can turn a game around. That's the kind of impact a player of his caliber can bring. But what about the broader NFL picture? Well, Simmons' situation is a reflection of a league that's increasingly valuing versatility, leadership, and football IQ. Teams like the Falcons, who are trying to rebuild and push into playoff contention, see these free agents not just as pieces to fill gaps, but as building blocks for their future. The fact that Simmons has publicly voiced what he's seeking shows that he's serious about finding the right fit, someone who respects his game and allows him to be the best version of himself. And this is where Atlanta has a real shot. They're building something special, and adding a player like Simmons could be the final piece of the puzzle. Now, let's talk about the potential implications if Simmons joins Atlanta. It's not just about one player, of course. It's about signaling a shift in the NFC South's power structure. The division has been somewhat unpredictable lately, with teams like Tampa Bay and Carolina trying to assert dominance, while New Orleans is always a threat with their veteran-laden roster. But if Atlanta manages to land a player of Simmons' caliber, it could tip the scales in their favor. It would send a message that the Falcons are serious contenders, that they're willing to make bold moves to reach the top, and that they're not content to just compete. They want to dominate. And let's not forget, the Falcons have been making significant investments in their offensive weapons, with young quarterbacks and talented receivers, but defense wins championships. A player like Simmons could be the catalyst that transforms Atlanta into a more balanced, formidable team. His presence could improve the entire secondary, allow the pass rush to pin back their ears and go after the quarterback more aggressively, and most importantly, give the Falcons a mental edge on defense. Now, as we look at the NFL as a whole, free agency is always full of surprises. Some players find new homes quickly, while others take longer to sign. Simmons' case is particularly interesting because he's a player who's still in his prime, looking for the right team to maximize his talents. The Falcons, with their recent strategic moves, seem to be positioning themselves as a team that's ready to pounce on opportunities like this. They're not just rebuilding, they're retooling for a serious run. So the possibility of Simmons wearing the red and black isn't just a rumor, it's a scenario that could reshape their defensive outlook significantly. And let's give some context here. The Falcons have had their ups and downs over the past few seasons. After a promising 2022 campaign, where they showed flashes of brilliance, especially on offense, the defense struggled at times to close out games. They've invested in young talents, but the addition of a veteran safety like Simmons would provide that missing leadership. It's about creating a culture of accountability, intensity, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Simmons embodies all of that, and his addition could accelerate Atlanta's progress toward becoming a true playoff contender. As we anticipate how this situation might unfold, it's worth noting that the NFL is a league where leadership and locker room presence matter just as much as raw talent. Simmons' background shows that he's a guy who leads by example, motivates teammates, and is respected by coaches. Those qualities are invaluable, especially for a team like Atlanta, which has a mix of young players eager to learn and veterans looking to win now. In the end, the story of Justin Simmons' next move isn't just about a player changing teams. It's about the strategic chess game that NFL teams are always playing, trying to find that perfect fit, that missing piece, that player who can elevate an entire roster. For Falcons fans, this is an exciting scenario to watch unfold. Because if Simmons does come to Atlanta, it could be the start of something special, a new era of dominance, a stronger defense, and a bold statement that the Falcons are here to compete at the highest level. So as we keep our eyes peeled for what's next in free agency, remember that the Atlanta Falcons never stop building. They're always looking for those key pieces that can make a difference, and Simmons could very well be one of them. The offseason is still young, and with each passing day, the NFL landscape shifts, bringing new possibilities and fresh hopes for fans who dream of Super Bowl glory. The Falcons are on the rise, and who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us all by adding a player who can be the cornerstone of their defense for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Do you think Simmons would be the perfect fit? Are you excited about the potential impact he could have on this team? Or maybe you believe they should focus on other positions first? Whatever your perspective, we want to know. Remember, this is a community, and your voice helps shape the conversation around the team's future. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Atlanta Falcons news, rumors, and analysis. The offseason might be quiet for some teams, but for the Falcons, it's a time of strategic moves, bold ambitions, and endless possibilities. So keep your eyes on the prize, Falcons fans, because the best is yet to come, and we're here to cover every step of the way.